Transform the following possessive expression based on the new rules. The night of New Year's Eve. With questions like these, where the answers are offered in an audio format, try to compose the sentence on your own and only afterwards listen to the audio recording. Listening beforehand can confuse you or skew your judgment. With this in mind, let's jump into our phrase, the night of New Year's Eve. In this phrase, we see two possessives, the night of New Year's Eve, and within that, New Year's Eve. Let's break these down one at a time. Let's start with simply New Year's Eve, as that applies to both phrases. Because rule number 3 tells us that the possession always comes before the possessor, we can swap the order to Eve New Year's. Rule number 2 isn't relevant to us, as it relates to pronouns, and we don't have any pronouns in our sentence. As rule number 1 tells us that possessions and possessors must be linked with the li possessive particle, we can get rid of our possessive particle, '(s), and replace it with li. We can now see that our end phrase is Eve Li New Year. Coming back to our original sentence, we can see that this whole phrase falls under another possessive, the night of New Year's Eve. Keeping Eve Li New Year together, we can see that the night belongs to the new year, meaning it should precede it in a possessive phrase. Putting everything together, we can see that the night of New Year's Eve would be Nightly Eve Li New Year. Night comes first, as the night belongs to the new year, and as such, it's the new year's possession. Now that we have our answer, we can give our choices a listen. A.
Nightly New Year's Eve.
This choice simply says New Year's Eve, and didn't change it to Eve Li New Year according to the rules. B.
Eve Li Nightly New Year.
This choice incorrectly places Eve first when we've established night needs to precede Eve. Choice C.
Nightly Eve Li New Year.
This is exactly what we came up with, and is likely our final answer, but let's check out choice D just to be sure. D.
New Year Li Nightly Eve.
Again, this choice puts our subjects in the incorrect order. Based on this, we can go ahead and mark choice C, Nightly Eve Li New Year, as our final answer.